Welcome. Hi, everyone. My name is Brandon Blitz. I am a variety streamer. I stream art, as you can see here. I do play a lot of video games that chat suggests me. I recently got into programming, which I did a programming segment for my stream the other day, and soon I'll be getting into 3D modeling. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone is eating, hydrating, all that. Uh, I when I opened FireAlpaca, they said there's an advertisement that they have a beta channel for their new project, which is basically FireAlpaca SE, which is basically equivalent to Clip Studio EX, uh, but cheaper, but a lot cheaper. Like half it costs less than half as much as Clip Studio costs to have a lifetime license for Clip Studio EX. And this is supposed to be a professional version of FireAlpaca. So I tried port all my settings into it so far, and the only thing I need to do now is to just get back some of my brushes, because I managed to port most of my settings over from FireAlpaca to SE. Unfortunately, my color palette did not transfer, so I only did remake my skin tone color palette, and I gotta get back my blending tool, which I'm gonna have to remake that. I legit gonna have to remake that. Anywho, so far so good. Um, so I just got back home. So I spent 1 hour before, exactly 1 hour before I had to start stream, figuring out how to figure out how to transfer my brushes, and unfortunately, not so successful in that. I guess, some of it's successful. But half of the stream is like probably half of the stream is gonna be figure out is to just remake some of my brushes. Which, you know what? Fuck it. Might as well show you. Might as well show you. Okay, hold on real quick. Let me pin this real quick. It's over. I can open this up real quick. Nope. Fuck it. Come on. Little shit. Yes, I already did. Okay. Alright, here we go. Alright. I have to do here is I have to do that. How do I window? Alright, brush. Alright. What I'm gonna have to do is export some, get some of my brushes back. No, I don't want to do that. Fortunately, I have to get some of my brushes back. And tip the hair should be now downloaded. And okay, where's tip the hair? Edge pen to S. Where's tip the hair at? Oh, it's automatically added. Okay, let's see here. Settings. Okay, so I got to match what my settings are right here. Uh, 80. $50. Watercolor 80. I literally have to remake my brushes, which kind of sucks. I'm thinking with this new version, some things have changed between FireAlpaca SE and FireAlpaca. Editing tool. $50 and complement 0. Okay. The new blending tool should be at the very bottom over here. Oh shit. There we go. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, we got our blending tool back. You know, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah on that. Alright. Alright. You know, I spent an hour figuring out how to transfer impressions. Supposedly, I tried this already, which mostly worked. Is basically going into your, selecting help, go to normal FireAlpaca, help, open config folder, select all, or Control A, a copy or Control C, then go to your FireAlpaca SE, do help, open config folder, and then Control A, and then Control V for paste. And that's how you transfer most of your settings. It'll ask you to, if you want to replace it, just click replace files. Boom. And now all I have to figure out is tool. What the fuck? Window. How did I get this to... Because previous one I had is to make it this into a grid-like shape, so... Tool, window, status bar. Grid guides. I'm trying to figure out how the fuck did I do it. Hold on real quick. I'm still trying to figure out how to remake all my settings here. Ah, fuck me. Where's my... window? View, brush. Color. Oh, color. Oh, color. It's color. Color bar. Fuck yeah! We have, well, mostly successfully transferred our settings over to it. Yeah, we got our... What the fuck is this no name? It's right above our airbrush. Is this our airbrush? Our shadow brush. What's this now? Bucket tool. Oh, what's this now real quick? Okay, I don't know what the fuck I was doing with the shadow brush. Oh yeah, it's to make shadows. I'm still trying to figure this out. Fuck. No. You know they would have made. You know what would have been good, FireAlpaca? If you had a compatibility transfer, if you had a compatibility transfer thing to transfer your FireAlpaca settings to FireAlpaca SE. That would have been great to add. Alright. Alright, one more thing. Here we go. I gotta view the stream on my phone. There we go. And it's looking good. Alright. What I want to do is try to do a challenge series. Right. Ah, there we go. Okay. Oh, fuck yeah. Alright. Let me do this real quick. Cool. Alright, here we go. So I got the prompt here. So the challenge character that we're gonna make, or at least attempt to make for this month, which let me do just real quick. Here we go. I want to save this challenge prompt in my art stuff real quick. Okay. Here we go. Alright, I have this pulled up. Alright, here we go. Alright, there we go. We got the design. File. New. 36,400. Oh, all of our settings are already. Fuck yeah! Alright. what I want to do before I start, I need to fucking eat. Because, I haven't eaten since noon. So I desperately need to eat. Oh shit. Luckily, I already have food just prepared now. And let me go grab that real quick. And here we go. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Let me go grab that real quick. Alright, and for the minute, just enjoy the video while I go grab my food real quick. Alright? Alright.
Welcome back. In these trying times where everything's a recession indicator, at least you got ears, eyes, and this YouTube video, we're talking about money, a sensitive topic for many, given how many choose-your-own adventures there are. People's relationship with these bacteria-coated pieces of paper can range from cartoon supervillain going for an early morning swim in their pool full of gold coins, to eating struggle meals for all 3 meals of the day with some sleep for dessert, and everything in between. With how important money is to our livelihoods, you'd think schools would be more inclined to teach us better spending habits when we're young. No, we don't split $20 lunches into 4 easy payments using Afterpay. We pick up 8-hour shifts, put in a full day's work, and earn our paychecks. You think everything in life is free, where you can sleep and cry all day? I wish. In this convenience-driven world we're living in, payment plan apps are really popular right now. You get the thing you want, you happy now, worry about it later. Except ordering things like they're free 99 for a month straight, ooh, the consequences of your own actions are starting to look real scary. People are borrowing a lot of money from a bunch of different sources and deciding, you know what? I'm just not gonna pay it back. What are they gonna do? Sue me? Actually, yes.
I'm really sorry. I'm ready to pay for this.
That's, again, I understand you're sorry. I know you're ready to pay for it now, but you didn't want to pay for it then.
Back in the day, my parents taught me 3 things about finances. Work as much as you physically can before you get too old, don't flaunt your money in front of people, and hoard as much of it as you can by suffering through life. So when it comes to saving, I'm not doing too bad. But living with that scarcity mindset for most of my life, I'm still trying to teach myself spending $5 for extra guac on a dry-ass burrito won't be the thing that puts me over the edge of financial ruin. It's very much a double-edged sword. Like how I'm not the biggest fan of remakes or remasters of my favorite video games. Why? Only because they do such an annoyingly good job at making them better. Suddenly, I am 50 hours into Persona 5 Royal and haven't gotten any work done in a week. And guess which fan favorite can all agree the
I'm
economy
back, my
has seen
Blitzies.
better days. Take a look at
I
snacks,
got my
for
lunch.
example. We're hardworking people. We pay good money so
Let me
we
go
can
eat
eat
real quick.
delicious red 40 dyes. Takis have gone from their beautiful, vibrant, spicy color to looking like unseasoned baby tortillas. Our wastes are shrinking because we're not buying as many snacks as we used to. Even the snacks themselves have gone on a diet and shrunken themselves down. Body tea though. It's not all bad news though. Social media did make talking about our personal finances less taboo from all angles. People are showing their journey from $10,000 in debt to having it all paid off within a year. Frugal living
Nice.
influencers teaching you quirky ways to save money by washing dishes when you shower and setting them right next to their week-old reusable floss. Financial experts helping their poor vulnerable guests who made bad financial decisions get back on their feet with the power
Oof.
of yelling.
I've never seen $681 of overdrafts in a year. You did it to yourself!
A lot of us are broke, living frugally, or drowning in debt. And that's okay. Happens to the best of us.
I'm the
In
one
these
living
trying times,
frugally.
At least we have each other, friends who will help us in our time of.
I'm the one living frugally because I have no choice. I have no choice in the matter. Yeah, unfortunately. No, you're cute. You're cute. Head pats.
Need. I scratch your back, I scratch my back. Okay, that's not really how it works. Yeah, we'll get the bill. Do you want to split it or should I pay for it and you get it next time? Ah, you can pay for it, dude. Don't worry, I'll Venmo you next week. Next week? You don't have the money now? Don't you owe me $30 from last week's lunch? Hello? Dealing with money, it's already messy. Once you add friends into the mix, oh boy, it's a real vibes ruiner if you're not on the same page. Feels pretty bad lending a struggling friend $50 for groceries out of kindness, only to see them vacationing in the Bahamas with a brand new iPhone the week after. Who knew
Bruh.
50 bucks would go such a long way? Either the flights were 99% off, or they hitched a free ride on the wing of the plane. With all these new banking apps that make dealing with money concerningly easy, you don't even have to make awkward small talk anymore, when all it takes is a button press to start spam requesting $5 from everyone in your contacts list. And you ever notice how it's always
Also,
the
what the fuck?
super wealthy friends who are the stingiest? They are not shy about asking for that $4.29 they lent you for coffee the other day.
Apparently, the phenomenon of the rich friend being the stingiest often rings true, according to an expert. People with more money than their peers struggle with generosity, says Susan Bradley, the founder of Sudden Money Institute. She also said that if a person knows they're in a higher income bracket than their friends, they likely feel like the odd one out, because their money is what differentiates them from their friends. They start believing that their money is the reason why they have friends, making them form insecurities and hence send you that $4 Venmo request.
That being said, everyone's got different perspectives when it comes to borrowing money. Depends on the culture you grew up in, the type of etiquette you personally follow and expect from other people. It's definitely not a one-size-fits-all situation. Even though it's awkward talking about money, communication is key.
Money. Can you send?
Cause it's kinda awkward sending the group chat an invoice for a playdate you hosted, only to find out charging your friend's kid $1 to sit on the couch is not normal behavior.
So after the playdate, I text your mom.
Hello, welcome. And Brandy Blitz. How are you doing today? Alright. I gotta eat. I gotta eat. I can't forget. I need to eat.
With your share of the expenses for the play date totaling $15 via Venmo. Let's do it again sometime. Because I can't keep doing these play dates if it's so expensive. And she said, expenses? And I said, yeah, she used supplies and food while she was here. And this way we can do this more often without a monetary obligation on just one party, right? Makes sense. Now, she didn't say much, but she did say what supplies. And of course I wrote them down. There was chalk, applesauce, fruit. She sat on the couch, so that's wear and tear. She actually broke a toy. She had 3 juice boxes. She went to the bathroom. She had yogurt.
Charging money for pee-pee and poo-poo? That's diabolical. $1 per bathroom use in this economy. My kid is coming over in heavy-duty diapers and doing number 2s in your backyard right next to the dog. Okay, got some good news for you. This is actually rage bait for farming clicks, but I wouldn't be too surprised if this was real. You see the way people handle splitting a bill after a group dinner these days? It's an issue that's always up for discussion, and one of the main reasons for infighting within the friend group. There's just so many variables. Do we split all the checks evenly to make things faster and easier? Okay, what if someone ordered $50 worth of drinks and someone got a water? Is one person or everyone covering the birthday gas meal? Are the
what best thing, the way I like to split money amongst friends is we tell each other how much we make, we tell each other what our bills are, so, and then we have, comparable, like, you know the 50-30-20 rule? 50% for your bills, 30% for spending, and 20% savings. Yeah, no save. I don't have any official savings. Most of my money goes to rent. So we try to split based on what we can pay. So so yeah. Based on what we can pay and whatnot. Okay, finish with this. Okay, now we start drawing. Alright. Alright. Let me bring this over here. Alright. So our prompt is, our character design is going to be a nurse, walking without making noise. So it's like she's tiptoeing. Disrespectful. I don't know, maybe instead of disrespectful, we do clumsy. Neat hair. Gonna be turquoise themed. Like the general color scheme is gonna be turquoise. And I'm guessing a creature. Yeah. She's gonna be human. And I don't know, she's gonna have a whip. I don't disrespectful in whip. Oh, oh no. Oh no. Okay, that's gonna have some implications, but we're drawing it anyway.
Plus ones who just met them for the first time also included? What if the restaurant can't do separate checks for large parties? Is Pepsi okay?
That's
Or
why
as
you
the
get cash
AI
up or stuff
mentions,
like
we'll
that.
suss out the vibes. Because if we don't, it can lead to real awkward instances where the birthday person ends up footing the entire bill because no one can agree on what to do. But thanks to the invention of banking apps, a common way people go about splitting the bill is one person will pay the entire thing and everyone at the table will send them money for their portion afterwards. That way, we can avoid fumbling over the bill for 15 minutes in front of the waiter. Technology is cool.
Technology, yeah.
Until you realize someone from that dinner you had a month ago still hasn't paid back their $200 tab.
Okay, we need art reference for tiptoeing. Alright, fuck. Hold on real quick, let me pull up as a picture. Let me pull this up as a picture real quick. There we go. Alright. Okay. There we go. And then we do this. Import from file. Import from file. Alright. Alright. There we go. Alright. Go.
tab from the bank of you.
This girl owes me about $240. I don't even really know her. I'm usually the friend that doesn't mind putting their card down when we go out to eat and stuff. My friends pay me back. We do the Venmo thing, like it's no biggie. Plus, I like to get the credit card points. A friend of a friend was invited to this dinner that I didn't really know, and I did the card thing, and this girl has not paid me back for 6 weeks. Did I get scammed?
Well, looks like another case of someone getting forced into a job they didn't even want. Maybe leave the debt collection work to the loan sharks who actually like chasing people for their money back. When it comes to the put it on one person's card scenario, there's a lot of unspoken rules and basic etiquette that comes with it. When someone pays to make things easier for the group, they're trusting people at the table to pay them back eventually, usually meaning on that same night or the next day. It's just common courtesy to pay them back as soon as possible, especially if you don't really know the person.
Messaged her on IG a couple of times, and I could tell that she had seen it because it literally tells you when you read something on Instagram. No response. I texted her once, and she replied back and she was like, I'll get it to you tonight. It's been 3 weeks. I just keep following up. This is such weird behavior. You don't go to dinner, rack up $240 on your bill, and then just not pay someone back for it. Like,
6
Bruh.
weeks? That's basically 3 paychecks already. What's the holdup? Wasn't she gonna pay her bill that night anyways? Don't tell me people are going out with negative $3 in their bank account, expecting to dine out on someone else's dollar. Hey, would you be okay getting the bill this time since I paid for us last week? Oh, there's actually
Pardon.
nothing in my wallet. I believe in paying for my meal with hopes and prayers. Yeah, hoping someone will step up and become a human credit card for the night. It sounds crazy, right? But I guess it happens more often than you think, especially when there's people siding with the lady who didn't pay back her $240 acquaintance tab.
What do you expect her to do? Give you the money the next day like she just has it all?
Okay, this might be a wild answer, but yes. Wow, can't take me anywhere.
No, you have to wait. And if you can't wait, you just suck it up and you take the gesture. Because you offered it.
This mindset only applies to someone who's broke. Can't pay back what they don't have, right? But why is a broke person dining out in the first place? That's already a red flag for bad intentions. It'd always be the ones in your own circle scamming you. Man, is this how much potential friendships are worth nowadays? A $200 cut of filet mignon from a 24-karat labubu? Now it's awkward for everyone involved. When you're chasing down a friend of a friend you barely know for the money they owe you. Funny how different cultures work. If you ever see a table of Asian people who look like they're in the middle of a scuffle after finishing their meal, don't call the cops just yet, they're not reenacting a scene from Kill Bill. Fighting for the right to pay for the entire bill is a canon event in Asian culture.
Yeah, I do that too. I do that too.
Plowing through a wall of middle-aged uncles with their credit card ready to pay is just a bond-building activity with friends. Everyone understands that someone in the group will get it next time, so it all eventually balances out at the end, and each person gets a turn at being the generous friend. So what happens when you decide to not borrow money from friends anymore, or you've run out of friends who will actually lend you money? Well, we've got good old buy now, pay later apps.
Pay now, later, or over time.
Life's short. Why wait when you can have something right now, right away? I'm talking about your Afterpays, Affirms, PayPals, and Klarna, who's pretty trendy these days. They can't be all that bad if celebrities like Paris Hilton and A$AP Rocky are endorsing it, who probably have more money in their bank accounts than the entirety of people using these apps. They've spent a lot of marketing dollars targeting Gen Zs, who tend to engage in impulsive behaviors when it comes to money and are known to love anything that makes life more convenient. A casual convo is them telling you they paid for their DoorDash with Afterpay, then bought a new perfume using their tab with Affirm, after using Klarna to buy $1,000 Coachella tickets, skipping over the fact they haven't even started paying for the Chipotle burrito they ate a year ago. Feels like money isn't real anymore. It's just a concept we've made up in our heads. It's already bad enough we think it's fake, especially when using credit and debit cards. Money on screen go down. Me sad. But it come back. $100 in cash disappears right in front of my
I
eyes.
can't spend that kind of money.
No. Now I'm gonna starve. You say, as you're surrounded by 20 Uber Eats takeout bags. Giving irresponsible young adults access to someone else's invisible money is a recipe for disaster. Not only are they piling massive amounts of debt and plummeting their credit scores, they're giving sketchy advice on how to finesse Klarna out of payments you owe them.
You use Klarna, you do not have to pay the money back.
No,
because
Klarna
the owners
report-
of Klarna
Bruh.
are not in the United States. And what are the Swedish people even
Since Klarna operates as like a credit union kind of thing, like they lend credit cards and stuff like that, they will report to the credit bureau. And they will report to like FICO and all that, and your credit score will fucking tank. Unfortunately, I can't. So I have like my own, like, I say like a starter card. It's not really an official credit card. It's more like a starter card kind of thing. Unfortunately, I'm not able to use it right now because I can't afford to use it. I don't have enough money in my bank account. Probably somewhere like, I don't know, late October, maybe I'll finally start being able to use it. Unfortunately, right now I just can't. I can't use it right now. All right. All right.
gonna do about it? They don't live in America. They can't do anything. They live in Sweden.
You know what?
Motherfucker,
I
phone.
respect it. Got him! Who knew it'd be this easy? Those silly Swedish people. Klarna is now millions of dollars in debt because people chose not to pay them back. Like how I chose not to pay my electricity bill this month. That'll show big tech, or the government, or whoever we're fighting. Hell yeah, brother! Alright, so making a paper trail of your illegal activities is not the smartest move. First of all, you are probably not getting hired anytime soon. When the job you applied for does a scan of your socials and sees you doing all of this unemployable behavior. Second of all, it's very off-putting. No one wants to be friends with the guy who's always borrowing money and really into get-rich-quick schemes. Third of all, Klarna is a bank. You don't think they're friends with the banks in your city? Hate to break it to you, but if you've already used a buy now, pay later app, they already have your info. Better start filling out that application for McDonald's or Squid Game. Open the schools. Start teaching the kids important money managing skills when their brains are fresh and spongy. It is sad seeing people get stuck in a own nothing, pay forever life, predicting that in about 100 years, big tech companies are somehow going to find a way to capture all the oxygen on Earth, and we'll need to start paying a subscription service just to breathe. Amazon Prime Air or something.
They literally
As
can't
long as
do
we
that,
look out
and
for
it's
each other
basically
from time to time,
impossible.
it'll be okay. And don't worry about the bill, friend. I got it. Wait, you ordered 55 appetizers, 55 entrees, and 55 drinks? I don't remember taking part in any of these big back activities. Have a good day, try not to be dumb, and see you in the next one.
Alright. Let's move on to the next one.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome to today's episode of Hey Getting Fucked. I'm your host, Louis Rossman, and today we're going to be discussing how Sony is doing their best to destroy their smartphone lineup.
God damn, Louis Rossman, slow the fuck down. It feels like he's speaking at 2. This is on normal speed. This video's normal speed, and he's speaking at 2.5 speed.
It's very interesting that they have a phone that one of their primary selling features was that you could use it as a viewfinder or a monitor for your camera, and they have decided to say that they are going to take that feature that you paid $2,500 for the phone for and put that behind a paywall. So if you want to be able to use that feature now, they sent out this update. It says this is a paid function of the premium plan. You click over here, $4.99 a month. So if you want to still be able to use your camera as a viewfinder, which again is one of the main reasons you may have bought a $2,500 phone instead of a $500 phone, you can no longer do so unless you pay them $5 a month. If you're wondering why this is a useful feature, sometimes people want a nicer screen for their camera, or sometimes people may have beat up 13-year-old cameras that have screens that look like mine. At that City Hall protest on August 28th, I remember asking Maria, hey, does this look like it's in focus? And she's like, how do I tell? And I go, look at the screen. And she says, what screen? It looks like a old MacBook Pro Retina with stain gate that somebody poured Listerine
Lol.
alcohol on. I don't know what the fuck Sony thinks they're doing with their lineup. I don't know if they even still make money off of phones or if this is just something that they're doing because they don't make any money off of selling phones anymore. I tried to look them up recently. I looked, just Google Sony Xperia. I click Sony mobile phones and I get this on their website. This is on the US version of their site. I don't even know where to buy one. I don't think they're even trying to compete in this marketplace anymore. And that this is something that would make sense to me. If they're not trying to compete in that marketplace anymore, then it makes sense from a financial point of view if you don't care to just milk your customers for as much as you get. It's not like you're going to care if they don't want to buy your next product if you don't plan to make new ones. And I do wonder if Sony is just saying, fuck it, we give up on this altogether. Let's milk everybody for as much as you can. What pisses me off the most here is Sony's mindset throughout the process. They're burning a bridge. They know that they're never going to sell an Xperia again. So they figure, if we're not going to sell an Xperia again, then I might as well try and grab as much money from them on the way out the door. And what I think they're missing is that there are people like me that would have never gonna bought an Xperia to begin with, but that are looking at stuff like the NX800 camera, which when you buy all the accessories that I want from Sony, was gonna cost me $4,000 to $6,000. I'm not spending that now. I wanted to go to City Hall with a camera setup that I could live stream in high quality to, also record in high quality with, had good optical image stabilization, had XLR inputs, was light, could do the live streaming so I didn't have to connect it to a computer with a USB dongle and all that can disconnect so it wouldn't be screwed up. I'm not spending $4,000 to $6,000 with Sony now. I was thinking about it. I had the thing bookmarked, wanted to go to Precision Camera and Video and buy it. Now I'm thinking of a Panasonic HC-X2100. Why would I give money to a company that makes it clear that they're going to burn their bridges? That's the thing that bothers me, is you could have died the hero. You could have said it's too difficult to compete in this market because the competition is too price competitive, because people want everything to be slimmer. I can't have features like a micro SD card, a headphone jack. Very few people are willing to pay the extra for premium features like being able to hook it up as a monitor to your camera. You could have said we tried to be the best and we did it for as long as we could and now we can't. You could have died the hero. Instead, you became the villain. You got the worst of both worlds. You died because I can't find your phones anymore, and you became the villain while dying. Sony was a company that I have a lot of respect for different areas, and that's going to color my view of them in this video. I like what Sony has done in the past, at the very least with Right to Repair. They have a website where you can buy parts to cameras that are 12 or 14 years old. This is part of their website here. I did the video on this a few years ago. I needed an HDMI port and something else for my NEX EA50. It's a camera I bought back, I think, in 2013. This website looks like it came out fresh out of 1997. This looks like one of the bookmarks or one of the links on the side when you go to msn.com and you had all the things that you could click on to explore the internet. It looked like this. But you could, look at this stock photo. Look at this shit. This stock photo is straight out of 1980. But the thing that I liked about this is that I could find schematics for the camera. The schematic for the camera had all the information that I needed to fix my camera. Not only was it a block diagram, it told me the parts, but it even told me the parts that were on the board. It was a very, very detailed document. And I could buy everything I needed for an NEX EA50. The parts weren't completely cheap. I mean, an HDMI port was $25 or $30, but you have to keep in mind that they are stocking these parts for years after they have discontinued and are no longer selling the product. And that's awesome. However, that is a separate department of Sony than what they're doing with their phones. Bunch of issues where they just stop working and they're not really doing a great job of supporting it. The temperature and humidity caused a defect in the motherboard, leading Xperia 7 units. By the way, what the fuck is with this naming scheme? We have like a number and then you have a Roman numeral after it. That is so confusing. That completely rots my brain. But they have issues with their flagship phones where they just stop working for no reason, which is really shitty. And on top of that, they're trying to turn their existing devices into subscriptions. Like, I remember back when Sony made phones that were really, really respect-worthy and worth buying for these reasons. I don't own a Sony because there were some trade-offs on it, but I respect the decision to buy a Sony because they had things like a headphone jack. They had things like a micro SD card slot. And these are very useful if you are somebody who deals with media a lot on the go. If you're somebody who takes a lot of pictures, takes a lot of video on your phone, you may want the ability to take your micro SD card out and just load another one in without having to worry about transferring stuff off. It's much quicker to take a card out and put it back in than it is to plug it in via USB or upload it via Wi-Fi to a cloud. That's a really nice feature that you used to be able to get on phones that you don't anymore. The other is the headphone jack. The headphone jack is not just useful for headphones, it's also useful if you want to do mobile live streaming or mobile recording with your phone, and you want to be able to do that mobile live stream with high quality sound. You could get something like this video microphone, and you could plug it in using the 3.5mm jack. And it also had a really nice attachment that would grip it onto the phone very nicely, so you didn't have to worry about how to mount it. It was actually a decent thing to use as a handle for the phone while you're carrying it and live streaming, so people could hear you. It also had one of those things, it was a windscreen. Some people call it a dead, something that starts with a C that I can't say because he's sitting right there and he's going to have Yeah, he's going to give me the stink eye if I say that word. But it was the Dead Sea thing that it's the windscreen that you put over the microphone so that it doesn't get all the wind noise. It was really useful to be able to have that for mobile live streaming. And if you buy a modern phone that doesn't have a headphone jack, you have to buy a USB-C version of that microphone. And the problem with the USB-C version of the microphone is that now you've used up your charge port. So what do you do if your phone is dying during a mobile live stream? Because mobile live streams destroy your phone battery. You can't plug it into an external battery the way you used to. Now you have to find some wireless external battery, which has 70% efficiency. And it's a mess. It's nice to be able to have and retain all those features. Sony retained a lot of features that other people threw away. That was the only compelling reason to buy a Sony. You're not buying a Sony because it's affordable, because it's not. You're not buying a Sony because you get Android updates, because you don't. These phones cost $1,100 to $2,500 fucking dollars, and many of them are end of life on Android 12 through 14. Many of you are using Android 15 on a Sony right now, while everybody else with a Pixel is using 16. Now, to be clear, I don't give a fuck about the updates or the filters or the new icons or any of that AI bullshit they're putting into the phone. When I say updates, the reason that matters to me is because I use my phone for banking. I use my phone for two-factor authentication. There's a lot of stuff on my phone like that, so I don't want to be using the security equivalent of Windows XP on my phone. Old versions of Android, if you're a high-profile figure that a lot of people don't like, that has a device that's on the internet, you want it to be secure. This stuff matters. You're giving up a lot when you buy a Sony. You're giving up a lot of money, and you're giving up the ability to run a recent operating system. But that was worth it because you got a phone that at least respected the kept-in features that everybody else was throwing away. So when you take the primary differentiator between your device and everybody else's, and you say, I'm putting that shit behind a fucking cloud subscription paywall, what you've done is you've just said fuck you to every single person that was loyal to you and decided to use your products back when everybody else was abandoning them. And I think this makes sense within the context of them just deciding not to sell phones anymore. Sony phones are disappearing across key markets as the Xperia era coming to an end. Yeah, I mean, like, if you can't even find them on their own website. And the thing is, I was in the market for a new camera because I need a live streaming camera for the video that I wanted to do at City Hall. I noticed carrying around the laptop is annoying. Carrying around my old large camera is also annoying. I wanted something that I could do a mobile live stream from that also could record in good quality and live stream in good quality as well. And I was looking at some of Sony's options, and they have some options in the $4,300 range that I was actually looking at buying. But I'm not going to buy them because of this. If you discontinue the phone and you stop supporting it with OS updates, even though it's expensive, that bites. But I'm not going to say fuck you and your brand. But if you pull some bullshit where you say, well, you're not buying our phones anymore anyway, so it's not like we have to care if they hate us, so let's just fuck them and milk them for all they're worth. It's now my job to spite you and never buy anything from your company ever again. Using a Sony phone in 2025 meant that you were truly a diehard loyalist of the brand. And you just decided to bend them all over and fuck them to get $5 a month from a dwindling class of users. Fuck you. Fuck your shitty headphones that break if you look at them the wrong way, and fuck how you treat your users here. I was going to buy an NX800 camera for over $4,000. Now you're getting zero. I hope many other people follow and make similar decisions. You can find the full article on this at consumerrights.wiki, where we archive every single instance of a company taking part in these anti-ownership practices where they try to change the terms of the sale after the sale and turn things that used to be normal features into subscriptions to try and milk you for more money. Does this affect your opinion of Sony? Does this affect your loyalty to purchase another Sony product? Because I know when I was looking at buying cameras, I didn't care that other offerings from other companies seemed considerably cheaper than Sony's and had the same features and functionality. I just remembered this back from a few years ago when I needed to buy parts for my old Sony. I could buy parts on this 1995-ish looking bullshit website, which I love. It loads so fast because it's literally just static HTML from the 90s. I loved it. This reinforced that I should give Sony money for a camera if I need a camera, even if it costs more money. Now, I'd rather pay extra money if it means I'm not buying from Sony. Fuck companies that do this to you. And if you want to keep track of this, do take a look at the Consumer Rights Wiki, where we keep track of all these anti-ownership practices. If you want me to cover them on the channel, if you want them to be considered for a Fulu bounty in the future, when we're talking about items that have been discontinued or forced into a subscription by the manufacturer in some type of way, write a article for the wiki. That's how we get these on the radar, and that's how we hopefully get more people informed. I would like for this to be a useful resource for people who don't watch my channel, who don't want to listen to me rant in the manner that I do, who just want a neutral tone of voice database of companies that have taken part in these anti-ownership practices. Help me build it. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.
The IP rights in the process. It is in fact the
Oopers.
manufacturers who have the relevant rights, not consumers.
Yeah, oopers, big oopers, and big oopers, and big oopers.
So apparently Gen Z is lying on job applications. There's Actually, a headline floating around right now from a website called WorkLife. Gen Z's lying on their resumes and job applications, and it's not why you think, except it is why you think. I mean, have you seen the job market right now? I don't blame them, do you? This entire article from WorkLife here is just a bunch of corporate propaganda, and it focuses exclusively on how Gen Z is lying on their resume. But the truth is, everyone is, and they have been. I mean, thousands of resumes out there only to get Casper the Friendly Ghost in return. Underpaid positions looking for people with a PhD and 10 years experience in a skill that was only invented 1 year ago. It's ridiculous. So people are doing whatever they can to get to the interview because that's what matters. They say they did a 1,000-person survey, and 47% of them were Gen Z, and they admitted to lying. People lie on the resume and job application because the people posting the job ad might not even be the ones hiring you. They might not even know what the job actually entails. Half the requirements were probably copied and pasted from some other posting. And with all the ATS systems and AI filters out there now, if your resume doesn't match their list word for word, an algorithm will put your resume in the trash before you ever have a chance to explain. So, like any smart person applying to jobs, you do what you can to get to the conversation because you can generally explain a lot over the phone or in an interview that you'll never get the same time of day to clarify when you just click apply. So, you're going to tell them exactly what they want to hear, and if that's a lie, then go ahead. Because another thing they don't mention at all, I never see this, is that companies lie too on job applications all the time. It goes both ways. They won't talk about how the job description often has nothing to do with what you'll actually be doing once you get there. They don't tell you that their culture is a paint-by-numbers copy of every other corporate mission statement. It might say opportunities for growth, and that usually just means you can do more work for the same pay. They might say we're like a family. We've all seen that in the job description. The dysfunctional kind, though, that you can't escape, where your dad's the CEO and HR is your evil stepmom and your annoying cousin Chad is now your manager because he's been there longer. They might say competitive salary, and what that really means is they just compete to see how little they can offer you. Or maybe they list unlimited PTO, which really means only if you never take it. Sure, it's unlimited, but the second you request a Friday, Karen from accounting will start questioning if you're fully committed to the team. It might even say this is a permanent position until they restructure the entire company in 6 months. And they knew they were going to do that the entire time they were looking for someone to fill this role. And my favorite one that I see a lot in job postings are, we're financially stable, on our own, blah, blah, blah. And that's usually said right before announcing layoffs. But instead of addressing any of that, they're coming up with this new thing called skills-based hiring, where essentially it's just a way for companies to skimp on training you, because that costs money. And this should help more people get hired because it's based on what you can do when you get to the job. Sounds good, right?
I've been on job interview that did that.
Basically, companies are just looking for young, cheap, fully trained, and desperate enough people.
There's one job interview that did that. That did basically you gotta do this challenge in order to get the job. Like, look, I'm broke. I'm willing to play your stupid game. But I am. The second I hear your company again, you're gonna be put on a social media blacklist.
To accept a salary that wouldn't even cover rent in 1998. And the entire time, they act like they're doing you a favor. There's actually a statistic in the article here that's hilariously dumb. Right here it says, FlexJobs found that 19% of respondents fake enthusiasm for company missions. So you're telling me that the other 81% are genuinely passionate about leveraging synergies to enhance shareholder value? If 19% was the real number, LinkedIn wouldn't exist. Every all-hands-on meeting proves the truth. It's not 19%, it's 99%. The real headline for this article should have been, companies lie on job postings every day. But let's yell at Gen Z so no one notices. In my opinion, if employers can just bait and switch roles all the time for urgent openings that have been reposted for years, then Gen Z lying on a resume is a non-issue. It's just playing the same game companies invented. And they even try to scare you into not lying on your resume with some horrible logic here. Workers sometimes feel they need to stretch the truth to meet job market pressures and expectations from prospective employers. No,
Which is sad.
They're just doing whatever it takes to get to an interview with a human. You gotta love.
It is quite sad because, really, realistically speaking, realistically speaking here, what company puts reasonable, it has a reasonable job description? Almost no one. Almost no one.
All these career experts that probably haven't had to apply for jobs in forever. And my favorite is that it's from FireAlpaca here. You know, that remote website that just takes a whole bunch of other remote jobs posted everywhere else on the internet for free? and then charges you to view them. You can go find the same job on Indeed that FlexJobs has listed for you, but FlexJobs is going to make you pay. Now, it says, the risks of dishonesty are severe. Research from reference-checking firm Checkster found that 7 in 10 recruiters would not hire candidates who lied on resumes, even with a good reason, while more than 3 in 5 would reject applicants providing false references. I have a feeling that that's total nonsense because recruiters usually do whatever it takes to get their money. They don't care if you're lying on the resume. They're just trying to get their bag. I mean, have you seen what these recruiters do? They'll say something like, well, I need your commitment today. If I can get you in today, I need you to have it right now, ready to go and join. They're so pushy. I don't think they actually care if you lie on the resume or not. They just want to make a living. So this is just fear-mongering. The people that write these articles don't have to deal with the market that they write about. It's more fear-mongering here. People may feel compelled to stretch the truth, but doing so can have negative consequences, as employers will eventually figure out that you are not completely honest in how you represented yourself. The company really doesn't care unless you're taking money away from their bottom line. Honestly. They're not going to be like, wait, hold on. You said you had 3 years experience and you only had 2 years, 11 months. Get out of here. No, they're going to care about if you can do the work and hit the bottom line or not. In other words, he adds, job seekers should remember that while the pressure to find work may be real, providing employers with authentic versions of their career story is the most honest bet. So even though you have bills and stuff, and it wasn't your fault you got fired from the last job you had because they did a massive round of layoffs, now you have a job gap, you should still be honest. Just leave it on there. Keep applying. Keep getting put in the trash, too. Just like where this article belongs. Shouldn't companies also do the same, though? Provide authentic descriptions of what their job and culture is actually like? But they won't do that, because that's how the game is played. They focus on the employees, not what companies are doing. Anyways, while 10% stretched employment dates to cover in unemployment gaps. I mean, let's think again. Why do people do that? Because you're going to go straight to the garbage. In an effort to avoid being overlooked, or rank higher with ATS scanners, or be the perfect fit for a role, many are resorting to embellishments for the sake of staying competitive. Many HR leaders are rethinking their approach entirely, advocating for skills-based hiring that focuses on capabilities rather than traditional credentials. So now instead of having to train you or give you anything at all, they just want you to come in and be able to do the job. Skills-based hiring saves us money on training. Add in the rise of influencers openly encouraging others to lie on their resume. It's no surprise that many Gen Z job seekers feel tempted to exaggerate their own career stories. I mean, do you not have bills? Have you ever done everything you could just to work and get by and still told no? Well, I guess not, because that's the real world. You're not doing anything wrong. You're just doing what you can to talk to someone so that you can explain yourself. Or maybe not. Maybe they don't ask any questions, and you just roll with it. That's what I do.
Oh,
As long as you're increasing their bottom line, they're not really going to do anything about it, unlike what this article says. They'll find you out eventually. They won't care as long as you didn't break any laws. But having said all that, I hope everyone's doing really well, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah. They won't care. Ooh, okay. This one.
We can all agree that
Hold on, this is music?
Revenge of the Fallen went...
Yeah, that's music, no. Yeah, it's background music. I'm not risking a copyright bullshit. I'm not risking copyright bullshit. Here. Let's go.
I've come to find that the shower drain is the new trash can.
For the first
There we go.
time ever, buying a brand new house is cheaper than buying an existing one.
This is what it looks like to own a $500,000 home that you cannot live in because it is full of mold.
Okay, so with the prices of real estate still being unaffordable for most people in 2025, I thought we should take a look at new construction builds again, because around 30% of all sales right now are still new homes. And as we're going to see today, it does not look worth it to me. We have a ton of examples to go over along with comments from you guys from previous videos, but let's just jump right into one of the home inspections.
1 out of 10. Let me know what you think. about how well the builder did here. I've come to find that the shower drain is the new trash can. Like, what is that? Am I just being picky or what? Check it out. The baseboard is warped and there is some type of moisture that I am picking up here in the closet. Dadgum, dude. So the builder apparently didn't want me to inspect this electrical panel. This condensation should not be happening here at your suction line. That's going to need repair. And this is your emergency condensate drain line. Tell me what's going on here, guys. What's up? That's not right. Well, that's a little loosey-goosey here. Same with the trim. And the cooktop. I mean, this stuff just sticks out to me. Dang.
And we're talking about a $460,000 home, a little bit over the average. It's going to get way worse in this video. We have 800, a million, and 1.7 million flip, all with basically the worst construction you can think of. Some of the comments, how's the debris in the drain not sabotage? I wonder the same thing every time I inspect a new home. So that's how common it is. I'm never buying a new built home after all of these videos. Perry Homes is terrible. I feel bad for whoever's buying the house. 100% some innocent people are going to buy it. Well, we're going to have an example of that later in the video, unfortunately. A comment from one of you guys, none of these houses are properly insulated either. You will hear everything. And if you want to talk about the new construction luxury apartment buildings, it's even worse. You're going to hear your neighbors above, below you, and side to side. It will just be a nightmare.
So this is my third time at this property. First time doesn't count. That was a pre-drywall inspection. But I did the final inspection on this house over a month ago. And the very next day after that inspection, the builder said the house was going to be ready, and that was their walkthrough. It's April 25th. Over a month later, I'm back again because the house obviously wasn't ready, and the clients wanted me to come inspect it for the third time.
Nah.
So powered. No power. House is supposed to be finished.
Bruh, how the fuck is the house not finished?
Weather stripping too short. Okay, here's our gutters.
Let's see if I can stylize this.
But all the water is collecting on this side.
And this is only part of the video. He keeps going through all of the issues on this house for the third time. What else are you really supposed to do? It's pretty clear to me that the builders just do not care at all. It really is just embarrassing, and you know that this house is not affordable at all. Most likely on the higher end, it's just built with toothpicks and cardboard. Another comment from you guys, results of workers that get pushed to finish faster and faster, cheaper and cheaper, with ever worsening materials and a possible lack of pride too. And I know seeing these videos on YouTube, on TikTok, people are finally waking up.
I feel like this doesn't get spoken about enough, but it's new construction homes, okay? They are trash, bro, and these builders consistently keep building them just to be trash. They know what they're doing. They know there's all these faults. They know they're going to be screwing the home buyers, but they get away with it. And then when there's the inspectors that get hired to come through to do the job, they do their job correctly and good, they're like, hey, you can't sell this house until this stuff gets passed. Well, then they get that person, they get rid of them. Now they're like, they've got their own like in-house inspectors that are passing these houses that should never pass off, right? They're selling them to people. Some of these people are first-time home buyers, but regardless, they get into the home and like the homes are flooding. If you have not seen some of these TikToks where like the homes are flooding, it's just falling apart, then they get on the phone like, hey, this is not under warranty, or this is under warranty, but you know, they don't come out and fix it and stuff like that. It's just crazy to me how it's like nobody's getting in trouble for this shit. Every time I see this shit, I'm like, nope, I would never
Lobbying.
$1 million home
Lots of lobbying.
and like that are just complete trash. You touch the brick, it falls off.
We will be seeing examples of that soon enough, but again, it looks like there are no consequences. Nothing really happens at the end of the day. They just keep building communities full of these new homes. Some of the comments: I work for developers. The number one goal is to get the cheapest contractor you could find. It starts there. I watch inspectors on these $500,000+ homes, and my jaw is always on the floor. Give me a 1900 to 1999 build, hence use your own private home inspector prior to purchase. I think that's part of the reason why there are so many home inspector TikTokers. I mean, they have entire collections of just ripping apart these homes. Now I want to hire them whenever I look for a home in the future, because I know that they'll at least be thorough and won't be in the pockets of any of these developers. I tell my clients that if I were to build a new house, I would micromanage everything and determine what materials are used, because you are right. And to add on with building these houses as fast as possible, we have a comment from one of you guys: housing being seen as investments rather than homes caused this. Homes used to be built to live in for a lifetime. Now they're built to get equity and to be flipped in a couple of years. I couldn't have really said it better myself.
New construction. Everything looks great. Until you spot this. A gas meter right next to where the car pulls in. Not technically a defect, but still not ideal. One wrong turn, and boom. Gas meters this close should have protection, like a bollard or barrier.
All right, these contractors at this house used OSB board on the stairs and then just stained it, and that's how they're gonna sell it. Check this out. Look at that. There's a couple other things I'm gonna show you with this house, but it goes all the way up.
It's
Check
fucked
this
up.
crazy looking room out up here. All right, you come up the stairs, and then you see this room here. It just kind of looks like it was extra attic space. They just laid some flooring down. I don't know, I guess you could use this as a closet. And then you gotta see the master shower. This is crazy. All right, so you go into the bathroom. I mean, it's nice, looks good. But here's the shower, and check this out right here. I guess they trimmed it. They didn't even trim it. That's just how it is. But when you try to open it, it hits there, right? So you're like, oh, okay, that's crazy. Let's just push it in. When you push it in, it hits that.
It honestly looks like a child made it. Absolutely terrible
Yeah.
floor plans to start. I guess that's going to be a display shower because you can't open it. The stairs look like an absolute joke. And then the random weird looking kind of closet. Why do the stairs look sticky? They really do. Flippers should have to be licensed. There's a reason why people can't have nice things. People like this sell these houses at absorbent prices, and then the new owner has to spend even more money to fix. The pine stair treads are like $8 a piece. Just imagine what you can't see. That's a good point as well. And it's really not surprising when you start seeing stats like this come out.
For the first time ever, buying a brand new house is cheaper than buying an existing one. In June 2025, the gap was 8%, about $33,500.
You know, if you have the know-how and skills to technically, quote-unquote, flip your own home and to live in it, it's actually a lot cheaper to get a foreclosed home. So a home that is completely empty, devoid of anything at all except for electricity and gas. That's actually mandatory to have. That's actually part of a housing code to actually have, regardless if it's gonna be foreclosed or not. And just if you have the know-how to getting like a foreclosed home at for hopefully when price goes down, when the price, if it goes down at all, getting a foreclosed home is actually going to be a better investment to live, for having a house to live in, not only for yourself but also for future generations. If you have future generations, that is. Yeah, I know. Ah, nigger.
Less to go new construction. That's not just unusual, it's historic. In the last 26 years, it's only happened 6 times. Normally, new homes carry about a 20% premium over existing homes. Today, that premium is gone, flipped into a discount. Why? Builders adjusted. They've dropped prices 13% from the peak. They're offering mortgage rate buy-downs to get payments lower. They're building slightly smaller homes to hit affordability targets.
And people in the comments know exactly why as well. Have you seen how they build new houses so cardboard homes are cheaper than brick? Now, it doesn't seem like it's too crazy of a discount, but it does depend on the builders. We have an example here from one of the most notorious bad builders out there, D.R. Horton.
This is for all you renters that want to buy a home but don't have a down payment. This just hit my inbox this morning. D.R. Horton has a brand new mortgage product where they are covering your 3.5% down with a second lien that is actually forgivable after making 3 years worth of on-time payments. And you got this 5.75% special rate on top of that. So if you were thinking about buying a home, sick of renting, you just don't have the money for your down payment, shoot me a DM and I can show you the communities that this qualifies for.
No thank you. D.R. Horton, aren't those the homes
First.
that fall apart 3 months after you move in? Never trust this builder. D.R. Horton is garbage. Just comment after comment. And I've said before, regardless if it is a new construction build or an older house, if you can't afford any sort of down payment, even a 3.5% for the FHA, I'm going to be honest, that means you cannot afford the house. Even with the lower 5% rate we saw with this deal, most of the time what we're seeing right now is around 6 to maybe 7%. The mortgage and all the rest of the upkeep for the home will just be too expensive for you and will not end well. But this is a good transition to a D.R. Horton home inspection and just all the problems they find.
Okay, 11-month warranty inspection up on the roof. How's the house look? They did a terrible job at the finish work on this siding. They never sealed up this joint, never painted that. This piece is broken. And then down here, check that out. It's a hidey hole. You can hide stuff in there, like water. That's pretty cool.
And this is directly below that area. I'm not seeing staining, but this definitely looks like water damage. I scanned it with the thermal camera. It was dry, but we haven't had rain recently. And then there's all this. This may be coming from the shower, but I sprayed the shower wall and no water came out, so.
Again, I'll just have the rest of the video up of him showing all the other problems, but an 11-month warranty and you already have water damage because of the lack of quality and craftsmanship when you're talking about these types of D.R. Horton homes. I just don't even know what I do because for most people, their home is going to be the most expensive purchase in their life, and within a year, it just starts falling apart. Typical D.R. Horton homes, D.R. Horton, the worst houses, the cheapest material. I was told to never buy D.R. Horton, Perry, or KB homes. So up next, we could take a look at some of the worst builders in the country.
These are the top 4 worst home builders in the country according to online reviews. Number 1, Clayton Homes. Clayton Homes specializes in modular and manufactured homes. They have a 1.8 star rating on consumeraffairs.com and a 1.44 rating on the Better Business Bureau. Number 2, D.R. Horton. D.R. Horton is the largest home builder in the country and one of the worst ones out there. They have a 1.4 rating on Trustpilot, 1.8 rating on consumeraffairs.com, and they constantly have a lawsuit about the bad quality of their homes in multiple states. Number 3, Lennar. Lennar is one of the largest builders in the country, and they have operations in 26 different states. They have a 1.23 star rating on the Better Business Bureau, a 1.4 rating on Trustpilot, and a 1.1 on consumeraffairs.com. Number 4, Pulte Homes. Pulte Homes are expensive homes built with cheap material, bad constructions. They have a 1.6 rating on consumer.com and a whopping 1.1 rating on the Better Business Bureau.
So I thought it was pretty funny because I have heard of Clayton Homes. It's around where I live, and it's just the same problems over and over again. Basically no quality control, no improvement to their builds, just cranking out as many as they could possibly make. And now we're starting to see some of these builders bleed. When they buy a bit of land, put up a house real quick, and then ask for absurd amounts of money.
Remember this house? I made a video on it back in March saying that the builders were going to lose millions of dollars here. For
context, these Austin home builders, Sendero Homes, bought the land for this property back in 2021 for around $600K and then took out a $4.1 million construction loan. Assuming the standard 20% down, their all-in upfront cost was around $6 million without even factoring in property taxes, agent fees, and the interest on their loan. They tried to list it in June of last year for $10 million, and by March of this year, it was already down to 8.9. Now, everyone in the comments in that last video were like, no, they're still gonna make a profit. It won't just be as much. Well, let's see what happened. In April, they price cut it again to under 8.5, and they got an offer. It was contingent, but then it fell through. And they had to cut it again to 8.35, and now earlier this month, they just cut it down to $8 million. They're $1 million down in just the last couple months and over $2 million from a year ago. I stand by my claim. I don't think they're going to make a profit here.
I mean, I gotta say, this is
Goofers.
out of my tax bracket, a $10 million house. That's of course
Big
not worth it
goofers.
at all if they already dropped $2 million off the price, and it seems like a lot of people know that as well. But imagine buying a piece of land for $600,000 and then trying to flip a house on it for $10 million. It's just unreal to me. But one of the comments here, I get that it's hard to cut prices with an already underwater property, but these 2% cuts are insane. Inventory has spiked above 2008 levels. They need to be cut by 12%. Let alone the fact that most likely the construction of that home is probably not top tier.
I'm at my new,
Which is probably likely the case.
New build. I have to put the soffit and vinyl on. Look at this. This is what they consider plywood sheathing. I mean, there's no structure to it at all. And that's the sheathing. There's nothing behind that. There's studs. Foam in the quarter-inch, maybe a quarter.
How can they actually expect to make money?
So that's what's on the new houses, basically styrofoam and cardboard. Just example after example. I could make this video an hour long if I wanted to. Another comment from you guys, I know someone who rented a new construction luxury apartment. He's the first tenant in his suite. He filled the sink to wash the dishes and the counter collapsed because the material was so cheap it couldn't handle the weight of the water in the sink. He's happy he's a renter. I would be too, because that's going to cost a pretty penny to fix. And when it comes to these new construction builds, not even the grass, the land that it's on, is safe.
Looks like they're about to put some sod in.
Oh my fucking god.
Look what they're gonna put it on top of.
Are you shitting me?
The grass don't grow that well. Look how big these rocks are. This is crazy. Oh, and then a whole bunch of paint too. That's some good stuff for some soil.
So that's great.
Hello. What did you miss?
Rocks, gravel, and paint. What could go
Okay.
wrong?
Okay. Hey, Bassness, how are you? Okay, so let me explain here real quick. So I got a notification from FireAlpaca saying they're doing beta testing for their new product called FireAlpaca SE. And basically it's supposed to be a professional version of FireAlpaca to I assume it's to compete with Clip Studio EX or programs like that. And basically there you go, hold on. So it's supposed to be a program for professional artists, basically. So there's one now we have FireAlpaca for professionals and FireAlpaca for our hobby, for our home or hobbyists. Okay. See here. Alright. Right now I'm doing just some light work here. If I can do just alright, and have this. here, and then there. All right. Yeah, sorry, I didn't get to see your message because my model was blocking it. All right. So how are you, Vastness? All right. See here. All right. Let's continue the video.
Have a whole asphalt 12x12 pad under my front lawn. I hate 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚. As a landscaper, this aggravates me, and clients wonder why we charge so much. Yep, these builders really like to cut corners and go for the cheapest option. It really is just never ending.
Gotta love it when you pull up to a new build like the one behind me, and the project manager already has the doors unlocked, and he's waiting for you, and the first thing he says is, "I'm not even sure why the client's even ordered a home inspection, but she's all yours." Let's see if this house is in good a shape as he thinks it is. We got a great tankless water heater plugged into this power outlet, but this outlet is not testing as GFCI protected.
Which is big oof.
I got no clue what this switch controls. Fireplace don't work. Huh.
That's a concern.
Looks like we missed a toilet. Why are all the can trims popped down? And same with these.
Again, this is just part of the video. It is much longer. There needs to be mandatory fines for all of this stuff so builders actually have incentive to do quality work. This build is obviously not finished. Sad to see people don't take pride in their work anymore, especially when they know an inspector is coming. That's my thought process too. If you're not buddy-buddy with the guy, they're clearly going to do their job and rip apart your shoddy craftsmanship. It just doesn't make sense to me. They really do just throw it together with spit and glue and slap a $600,000 price tag on it, huh? And another little bit of information that I don't see people talk about too much when it comes to new land, new construction, is the common pest problems.
Hey, David 𝙂𝙚 with J&J Exterminating here, out looking at some new construction, new home being built here in Bridge City, and with every new construction here in Southeast Texas, you can almost
Layer 3.
guarantee you're going to
Space first 3 layers are draft layers.
pest problems kind of right off of the bat.
Just making sure everything works.
You know, with new construction, you've got a piece of property that was maybe a wooded area or a field or something like that, that you come in and clear cut everything, build pads up and put a house in the middle of. And of course, all of these insects and wildlife were already here, and you displace them from their homes to build your house, and boy, they like the air conditioning too. So I want to show you something. Check this out. As you can see, got some fire ants trailing up the side of the foundation.
Who first?
Going in this small mortar joint there.
So on top of the paper mache house you just bought, you could add pest problems to that list as well. You really can't make this kind of stuff up. And right here we have one of the very extreme examples of someone not even being able to live in their home anymore because of the terrible quality control from the builders.
This is what it looks like to own a $500,000 home that you cannot live in because it is full of mold. As of almost 4 weeks ago, we finally moved out, and let me tell you, since walking into this house today, I cannot believe we even survived here for 2.5 years. The smell is so god-awful. We are still in active lawsuit against Perry. Seriously, can't wait for this night.
I put chat right here.
Imagine paying
The chat right
$3,500
there.
a month for a home you never got to enjoy. Imagine being sold a dream and being robbed of everything. Builders need to be held accountable. This video is the AC tech explaining how our AC was a faulty unit, completely oversized, exposed holes everywhere. That he's never seen something built so horrible. That wasn't the only reason our house had mold in it.
and we heard the monthly mortgage payment they had, $3,500 for one of these homes. This was a Perry home, and one of the comments, Perry homes are just as bad as DR Horton. Now she's got to go through a whole lawsuit process, as well as finding another place to live, just completely messing up your whole life. Another comment from you guys that goes well with the next couple clips, and they want you to pay $600
now trying to implement the
houses. Well, I got some examples that
the actual
are way more expensive, and you still get
building.
work.
I don't think that one shower enclosure has actually passed this test this month. This sink is leaking. Gaps at the windows. Unfinished areas at the flooring. Holes are missing in this area. Some cosmetics here and there. The tub has chips and damages. This is unpainted. This has not been painted.
Alright, there we go.
Damaged. Stagnant water everywhere. Unfinished.
For $875,000. It should be perfect. And again, I found tons of different examples. Another one up on screen, just running through all of the issues. $850,000 new construction build. We'll up it again. This clip on screen is a $1 million home with the same type of issues. Surprise, surprise. Some of the comments, do they even try anymore? Is there no more pride in workmanship? Doesn't look like it. Seems the builder needs to do a better final inspection before listing. Is this Texas? It just has the McMansion look, big houses, but made cheap. But the winner or loser, however you want to think about it, of this video is the clip up on screen, a $1.7 million flip. Over 90 items on the report. If I ever get to the point where I could buy an almost $2 million house, I want it to be an absolute fortress. And instead you're getting the same crap quality as we saw with the $400,000 home. I guess it's just even bigger square footage. The people who did this need to be criminally charged. Mold, fire hazard, collapsing balcony, mold. TikTok has taught me that 1, always get a home inspection done. 2, my toddler builds houses out of Legos that would pass a home inspection better than a lot of these professionals. But we'll finish off this video with a comment from you guys and another clip that goes along with it. Just bought a 115-year-old house. I don't care what I have to replace. At least it was built when people took pride in their work. And ending this on a somewhat positive note, at least some people are waking up to that.
We will not be buying anything that was built in 2024.
My house was built in 1958, and I don't think I will ever buy a house that is any newer. Our house is like 1,300 square feet, but this place is a fortress. I will be on one side of the house and my fiance's on another, and I can't hear him talking to me because the walls are so thick. We have to command hook everything to the wall because it is impossible to get like a push pin in to put decor up because the walls are so thick. Watch. I'm trying as hard as I can. And it just won't go through. There's also something extremely comforting about the fact that this house has been here through the worst of storms of all time. Like, she survived Hurricane Andrew. She's good. Especially as a Florida girly and someone who sells real estate for a living, I just love something about an old Florida concrete block construction home. They're like legit fortresses. And if it's maintained well, there is no better indication of a home holding up for the future than one that has already held up for the past 66 years through the worst storms of all time. Yes, you'll have to update things along the way with an older house, but you can be pretty damn sure that this house is not going anywhere in the long run. My advice, buy the old house and then just upgrade the finishes to be whatever you want.
So that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, buying or renting old places better in the long term, even though some places may not be able up to your standards, like space-wise, but like, yeah. Alright, let's see here.
Let's get right into it. Number 9. The mystery of the vanishing potatoes. Here's a math problem that will break your brain. You've got 100 pounds of fresh potatoes sitting in front of you. These potatoes are 99% water, which means only 1 pound is actual potato stuff. Leave them out in the sun for a day. The water content drops by just 1%, from 99% to 98%. Put these slightly drier potatoes on the scale, they weigh 50 pounds. That's right, half the original weight is gone. This isn't some magic trick or measurement error. It's pure math. That 1 pound of actual potato stuff doesn't change, but now instead of being 1% of the total weight, it's 2%. If 1 pound is 2% of something, that something has to be 50 pounds total. The universe is playing a cruel joke on your common sense. Losing 1% of anything shouldn't cut it in half. But grab a calculator and the math checks out perfectly every single time. This paradox proves that sometimes the universe runs on completely insane logic. Number 8. The lie that breaks reality. Pinocchio stands in front of you right now. His nose grows when he lies, that's the rule we all know. But then he says these words, "My nose will grow now." If his nose grows after he says this, that means he was telling the truth. But his nose only grows when he lies. So if he was telling the truth, his nose shouldn't grow. But if his nose doesn't grow, then he just lied about it growing. And if he lied, his nose should grow. We're stuck in an infinite loop that breaks the rules of reality. It's like dividing by zero, but with words. This paradox literally creates a situation where reality can't function. The universe's code has a bug, and an 11-year-old found it in 2001. A kid basically hacked reality with a wooden puppet and 7 words. Our universe might not be as stable as we think. What if there are other sentences out there that could break reality? It's like we're all living in a computer program, and these paradoxes are the bugs that make everything freeze. Number 7. Spooky action at a distance. 2 particles can be best friends. They're so close that even when you separate them by billions of light years, they still act like twins. Whatever happens to one instantly happens to the other. This isn't science fiction. It's quantum entanglement. Einstein hated this idea so much he called it spooky action at a distance. According to physics, nothing can travel faster than light. Nothing. But these entangled particles don't care about your rules. Mess with one particle, its partner reacts instantly. Not in a second, not in a millisecond. Instantly. Even if one particle is on Earth and the other is in another galaxy. Einstein argued there must be some hidden explanation. He said, God does not play dice with the universe. Well, turns out God might be running a cosmic casino after all. Experiment after experiment has proven this is real. The particles aren't just copying each other. They're sharing one existence. It's like they're the same thing existing in 2 places at once. Your common sense is wrong. Your understanding of space and time is wrong. Everything you think you know about how the universe works is probably wrong. We use this impossible phenomenon in quantum computers right now. We're literally building technology based on something that breaks the laws of physics. Number 6. The duplicating matter paradox. Take a solid ball, like a billiard ball. Cut this ball into a few pieces and put it back together. But when you reassemble it, you now have 2 identical balls. Not smaller balls, not hollow balls. 2 perfect copies of the original ball. 2 mathematicians named 𝙂𝙚 and 𝙬𝙧𝙗 proved this is actually possible. You're literally duplicating matter from nothing. This breaks every law of physics. You can't create matter from nothing. And you'd be right, this shouldn't be possible in our physical world. But this isn't some theoretical thought experiment. This is actual proven mathematics. The catch is that the pieces you cut the ball into aren't normal pieces like slices of pizza. They're bizarre collections of individual points that don't follow our normal rules of physics. These pieces are so weird that measuring their size doesn't even make sense anymore. It's like finding a glitch in the matrix, a way to duplicate matter by exploiting the weird mathematics of infinity. This only works in 3-dimensional space or higher. You can't do this in 2-dimensional or 1-dimensional. It's like our 3-dimensional universe has this built-in duplication glitch that breaks the conservation of matter. It's like finding out there's a cheat code in reality itself. Number 5. The hotel with infinite rooms. A hotel has an infinite number of rooms. Every single room is full, not a single vacancy. A new guest shows up. In a normal hotel, they'd be turned away, but this isn't a normal hotel. The manager gets on the intercom and says, "Hey everyone, move to the next room number up." So the guest in room 1 goes to room 2 goes to room 3, and so on forever. And just like that, room 1 is now empty for the new guest. What if an infinite number of new guests show up? No problem. The manager just tells everyone to move to double their room number. Room 1 moves to room 2 moves to room 4, room 3 moves to room 6. Now all the odd-numbered rooms are empty, and since there are infinite odd numbers, you can fit infinite new guests. This is mathematically proven to work. Think about
Oh my
that.
God.
A completely full hotel can fit infinite more people. This paradox shows that infinity breaks the basic rules of how the universe should work. If you can add more stuff to something that's completely full, what else about reality is broken? Number 4. The time-traveling twin. You have an identical twin. You both grow up together, doing everything at the exact same time. One day, Your twin decides to become an astronaut and hop on a spaceship that can travel almost as fast as light. Meanwhile, you stay on Earth. Your twin comes back from their space journey. They've only aged 2 years, but you have aged 30 years. And this isn't some sci-fi nonsense. This is actual physics that would really happen. Scientists have already proven this with super precise atomic clocks on fast-moving planes. The faster you move through space, the slower time moves for you. But wait, isn't motion relative? Couldn't both twins say the other one was moving? That's exactly what makes this a paradox. The twin in the spaceship has to accelerate, slow down, turn around, and accelerate again to get back home. These changes in speed are what breaks the symmetry. The very act of changing your speed literally warps how time flows around you. Time itself isn't fixed. It stretches and squishes like a rubber band depending on how fast you're moving. Everything you thought you knew about time being the same for everyone is just wrong. The craziest part is this means if we ever build ships fast enough, you could travel to distant stars and come back to find your great-great-grandkids are now older than you. Your own descendants would be senior citizens while you're still young. Number 3. The loop of no origin. You're a scientist, and one day you get a letter in the mail. Inside is a formula that would revolutionize physics forever. The handwriting looks familiar because it's yours. The letter is from your future self. You use this formula to build a time machine, travel back in time, and give the same formula to your past self. But where did the formula actually come from? Your future self got it from your past self. Who got it from your future self? It's like a snake eating its own tail. There's no beginning and no end. This is called the bootstrap paradox, and it breaks everything we know about cause and effect. Every invention, every discovery, every idea has a starting point. Someone had to be the first person to think of it. But in this loop, the formula exists because it exists. It's like that one friend who shows up to every party, but nobody remembers inviting them. There is no starting point. The formula is just floating through time like a cosmic hot potato. Nothing in the laws of physics says this can't happen. So either our understanding of reality is completely wrong, or the universe allows for things to exist without ever being created. If that's true, what else exists simply because it exists? Maybe your thoughts aren't really yours. Maybe free will is just an illusion, and everything we'll ever create already exists, waiting to be discovered in an infinite cycle. Number 2, the future you caused. You discover time travel exists. The first thing you want to do is prevent a terrible fire that killed hundreds of people. You're determined to be a hero and save all those lives. Jump in your time machine, travel back, and rush to the building where the fire started. In your panic to prevent the disaster, you accidentally knock over a lantern. And that's exactly what started the fire in the first place. You weren't preventing history, you were causing it. This is called the predestination paradox, because it means everything you do to change the past
now I know
is
how to
already
implement
part
this.
of the past. Every choice you make, every attempt to fix things, was already destined to happen. It's like you're an actor in a play, but you don't have the script. You think you're making choices, but really you're just following stage directions you can't see. This might mean free will is just an illusion. Every choice you think you're making might have already been decided. You're just acting out a script that was written before you were born. So next time you make what feels like a choice, ask yourself, did you really choose? Or was that choice made for you billions of years ago when the universe began? Number 1. Killing your own past. You've got a time machine and you're feeling a bit spicy. You decide to travel back in time to prevent your own birth by taking out your grandfather. If you succeed in preventing your grandfather from having kids, your parent would never be born. And if your parent was never born, you wouldn't exist. But if you never existed, how did you go back in time to stop your grandfather in the first place? It's like trying to delete the computer you're using to delete files. Some scientists think the universe has a built-in anti-paradox defense system. Every time you try to kill your grandfather, something would stop you. Your gun would jam, you'd trip on a banana peel, or a piano would fall from the sky. The universe would basically turn into a slapstick comedy, just to preserve its own existence. But what if you did succeed? The moment you prevent your own existence, reality itself would shatter. It would be like dividing by 0 in the universe's calculator. You'd create a moment where you both exist and don't exist at the same time. Einstein himself lost sleep over this stuff, because if this paradox is possible, it means our entire understanding of how the universe works is wrong. It's more like a house of cards that could collapse if someone pulls out the wrong card. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.
Ooh, that's actually Interesting. Imagine. Imagine. Oh my fucking god. Holy shit. Oh, should I save the photo? Save image as. Design reference. Alright, there we go. What time is it? We have about 10 minutes. Alright.
I feel like the ghost of Steve is infecting our hardware. It's a payback for the wall.
There we go. Hello. How are you? I'm drawing some stuff right now. How are you? Hi, hi. What the fuck is going on?
He didn't die or anything. No, it's just Bloomberg probably wishes he would. But anyway, moving.
Okay, oh, what the fuck is going? Stream to be going well, but like if its playback is like fucking is. There we go. My computer looks like it's shitting itself, is it? Yeah, it is fucking shitting itself. Yeah, it is shitting. It is shitting itself. There you go.
We have been continuing to try and work on our driver regression testing to see how drivers have.
Okay, I might not be able to play the video. I may not be able to play the video. Because browser is shitting itself. Actually, the computer is shitting itself, probably. No, stream is fine. I don't know what's going on. And you. Okay, let's see here. Alright. Try working on this a little bit more. Alright, alright. There we go. Okay, how am I gonna... I'm trying to see how I can draw the collar. Real quick. I think... Okay, so I think I'm now gonna have to draw the collar. Like that. It's gonna be V-neck-ish. It's gonna be V-neck-ish. And the collar tip... Alright, gonna be... Alright. Yeah, and it's gonna be like this. Alright, there we go. And color. And it's gonna be whoop. Okay. Alright. A little bit of racing over here. Alright. Alright. There we go. There we go. How's everyone doing? How's doing? Everyone's doing fine. Alright. There we go. I have to make sure that is synced up. Okay, I'm gonna have to this real quick. Yeah, it's kind of fucky wucky. The hands are the one I've struggled with the most. I know hands was like relative to the size of like at least half the size of the face. But also trying to position in a way that it actually makes sense. And I have an idea. Okay, that's a bit better. That's a bit better. Alright. There we go. No, so boom. Thumb's gonna be up. Okay, that looks. I can improve on that, but remember that each piece is an improvement from the last. Alright. We can just do that real quick and then okay, I'm gonna have to zoom in. Eraser should be free. Alright. And it's gonna be boom. And I'm not too sure real quick. Not too sure how I'm gonna do that. Alright, I'm doing the outlining for this real quick for the actual dress outfit. Alright. There we go. We're gonna need to do a little bit of erasing for the colors there. And pen. There we go. Alright. Time for this. Alright. Okay, so that's how the outfit's gonna look. So I should do prerequisite. Okay. You're gonna be like this. Hold on. Okay. This. That. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. So I now can do the zipper. Okay, that's gonna be a tough part. Match. This. And like that. Okay. I'm gonna go straight through real quick and delete the lines after. You'll have to go through the hands. 3, 5. Yeah. Alright. Alright, okay. Okay, that's top half done. Alright, time for the bottom half here. Oh, before I forget. Yeah. That looks better. And that A little bit of erasing here and there. I want to do for the hair, probably I want to do hair straight down and to this length here, except it's going to be more boom. Yeah, I want to put some spiciness in the hair. There we go. Relatively easier. Okay. Alright, all I want to do is no, I don't want to save it yet. I don't want to save it yet. Oh. Alright. Here we go. Okay, I like that. Alright, and what we need to do missing spots for here, there. Why do I use a drawing pen first? Yeah. Oh, whatever. Okay, so it's the difference between drawing pen and actual pen. Oh, it does. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, okay. I see, I see. Do the outlining here first. I'm gonna do the outlining all over again. Okay, for the boots. Okay. Now let's search up some nurse boots here. Real quick. Nurse boots. Okay. Oh. Okay, I like that one. Open image new tab. Oh. Alright, alright. Okay, here we go. We're gonna be drawing those boots. Okay, so okay, it has like those buckley, the leather lining to it. Okay. I don't want to brush, no. Okay. Alright. Now time to get back on the actual design of it. Ooh, okay. Alright. Okay. I see how it is. Okay. Let me put in 4. Try with the relative design of the boots like this. Alright. Actually. Okay, that's more accurate. Okay. It looks like Amy's boots, I don't know. What the fuck? Hold on. I just read something. Were these? Okay, so the boots I'm looking at here are like meant for like nursing boots and stuff like that. I Were these the design? Hold up. Hold the fuck up. Copy image. Okay, you see the design here? Hold up. Were these the shoes that were inspired? Were these the shoes and the inspiration for Amy's boots? I'm in genuine shock if that's the case. Okay. Okay. Alright. And 4. Am I accidentally hitting the settings button? Am I accidentally hitting that? Alright. Alright. I see where lining is coming from. Yeah, I'm accidentally hitting the settings button when I'm trying to. Alright. Can I just do that real quick? That real quick. And then I see, so it's gonna be also stretching out from here as well. My brain's kind of AIing. My brain's kind of generating what could look it could look from the front, based on what I'm seeing on the sides here. All right. I want to do 4. I want to do this. Here. There. There. Layer there. Right. There. Right. There. Alright, okay. That's what it could look like. Alright. Oh. Alright. On the side, I could just flip the image. Hold on, do I have to just... Alright. There we go. Okay, so it kind of has a... Okay, so let me do this real quick. Alright. So it kind of has like a zipper over here. And... Alright, and... And the zipper kind of just goes all the way down. Let me... Probably just design for the boot here. Alright, so it does have like... Alright. Alright, so... I go like that. In a straight line. Alright. And I'm guessing that has to be shorter. Alright. It does kind of have like a few lines going down there, similar to how I did the other one. Just gonna be from a side profile. Okay, and the zipper. How detailed do we want to make the zipper? Eh. Okay, so not too detailed, keep it relatively simple. It does have like a logo on the back here. So we should put a blank circle around here. Put a blank circle there, because why not? Okay, there we go. Careful not to get it over. This design. Okay, this design has a few quirks as well. We're gonna have a few Alright. It's not exactly a line, but okay. There we go. Side profiles in there. Okay. Okay. Alright. I believe it will also have a zipper on the side. So let's just quickly make what zipper could be at, where the zipper could be at. There. And the zipper is a little bit off, but it doesn't really matter that much. And now time for her reservation names. I like thick lines. Thick. Okay. Here. Let me. Hear me out. You know, thick thighs save lives. How about the artist? The artist term. The artist equivalent is thick lines save lives. Eh? Eh? Any thoughts on that? Alright, kind of wonky. Like's kind of wonky though. Fuck me. Alright. If I can add a little bit over here. Just erase this portion. here. Okay. And okay. And then use this. Alright. Need something to erase the tool again. Alright, ooh. Alright. Let's see here. What looks like now? Alright, yeah. Skip that bit. Might want to put on some hair accessories maybe later. If I want to. For now. I think it turned out alright for the progress we made. Alright. Time. Alright. So, we worked on that quite a bit. I'm happy to that it's turning out okay so far. Why not make a long art stream? I could, but then again, I might end up burning out again. Cause I used to have like, I used to do art sessions more before I started streaming. My art sessions would be like 6+ hours at a time without a break. Cause I would do the rough draft, line art, flat color, shading, and then shadows. Like the shading for like the skin portion of it, and then shadows for like the clothing. I used to do that all the time, but then I quickly ran out of ideas and got burnt out. So I like to make split my art sessions into 2-hour segments. So I get my art fixed, but not end up burning myself out. Yeah. Yep. That's pretty much my art strategy chat. Anywho, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Alright, and let's see here. Alright. Well, that was a fun art stream. I'm happy how my art turned out so far. And I want to say, thank you for joining today's stream. Thank you for watching today's YouTube video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you everyone for who's been lurking lately. Thank you for your support. Make sure y'all are eating. Make sure y'all are hydrating. Make sure you're taking breaks, taking stretches, and remember to use the bathroom. And with that being said, I'm gonna take the rest of the night to relax and to just chill. And probably for next stream, it's gonna be probably maybe Need for Speed, art, and then programming. Maybe I'll throw in a little bit of Minecraft if I have to remember. Anywho, I'm gonna hop off and get going now. All right. Thank you everyone for watching today's stream. Thank you for watching today's YouTube VOD. or basically stream VOD. Hope your day, evening, night, or time zone is going well. That being said, I love you all, my blitzies. Gotta get going now. Mwah. You're cute. Mwah. That being said, bye bye, matinee.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, can't make